Right, it's Wilfred Lehman here at Puerto Rico Real Estate, and we're here for part 5 of our seller series. And just as a quick recap, part 1 we went over the legal documentation that you need and the importance of having a clean title on your house, or on your property, so it's ready to sell. Then we went to what to prepare your house for selling, making sure that it's a top tip shape that it needs to be at, so it appeals to buyers. Then we went over the pricing, and then we went over the marketing process. Now we have a buyer, they made an offer on your house. What happens? All right, so a couple things you need to know is, you got two types of buyers. You have cash buyers and you have financing buyers. So financing buyers, they're going to come in and they'll usually, everybody's going to negotiate price, and they'll usually, especially depending on the house and if it's very appealing house and it has a high demand, usually the finance buyers will give you a good price on your property. But what you got to remember is that when you have an offer from a finance buyer, is that you do have to deal with the bank, and it takes a longer process. Typically here in Puerto Rico, the average is around over 60 days. If it's a cash buyer, usually they're going to negotiate your price down quite a bit, and so expect that. But it's a cash buyer, you don't have to deal with the bank, and you usually close here in Puerto Rico an average of about 30 days. That's about right. So when you're considering the offer on the house, you got to consider a couple things. One, you got to consider your main goal for selling your property, what your sense of urgency is for selling your property. Can you wait? Do you, are you motivated to hurry up and get this thing sold? The other thing is too, is you got to think about, hey, is it a finance buyer or a cash buyer? Do you want to deal with having to depend on the banks to do their job, to do it right? You have that whole process, and you could be 60 days in, and then all of a sudden the bank can say, oh, we can't do the loan, which has happened to me a couple times with finance buyers. So it's super important that you have that. So you might take a lower price on your property with the cash buyer, but it's cash, it's less headache and less risk as well. So when it comes to negotiating and the price, you really want to, we've set this price to sell it, but also you want to think about your bottom line. Hey, if I get this amount, this is the least that I'll take, I'll be happy. But again, our job is to get you the most that we can for you, based off of your scenario and based off the property, and make sure that you're happy at the end of the day. So think about negotiating and what it entails, the difference between a finance buyer as well as a cash buyer, and your current situation and how it's going to affect you, and if it meets all your goals. That's a big deal. And think about the less headache of working with a cash buyer versus a buyer that's financing. I mean, they're both great buyers, but there are different risks and there are different timelines as well. So I hope this helped. If you have any other questions regarding your current situation, reach out to us, text us, WhatsApp us, email us, give us a ring. We'd love to talk to you about it, and we'll see what we can do to help. And again, if you have any other questions regarding buying or selling real estate here in Puerto Rico, give us a call right away. We'd love to help you, and we'd love to hear from you as well. Again, stop by for part 5 of our series, and we're gonna basically go over getting to the closing date, what happens at closing, and what happens afterwards. That'll be our final edition of this seller series. And again, we would love your input and your information regarding this. If it's helped, if you want more information, let us know. We'd love to help you out as much as possible. Again, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Have an awesome day.